Hey everyone, my name is Troy from Tech Games Etc. And today we're going to talk about this article that I saw on IGN last week, talking about why do people hate quote unquote EA. Now, when they say hate, they put it in quotation marks. Not all people hate EA, just a few may criticize this company. And so, since I've always done a lot of EA stuff about me questioning all their games like BF3, how it was all hype and shit like that, I had to do a video to respond to this article because some of the things that stood out to me was like, okay, alright, I gotta say, I gotta put my 2 cents in this. Now, with this, you can go ahead and read the rest of the article. I might provide a link in the description for you. So let's get started. You know, it's funny to me how like EA gets heat from the community they rely on. So like so what they will do is like, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. It's like when they start to get heat from the community, they rely on like media outlets and YouTube to try to change their image, their opinions, people's opinions that they may have towards them. For example, this article. And also, I don't know if y'all been keeping up with Madden 13 coming out and how a lot of people are bashing the Sim Standard now for selling out because EA invited one of the Sim Standard, one person from the Sim Standard to come to EA to see the new Madden, and now all of a sudden they giving this game praise and no one has played it. And some people at, I'm not saying all the people at Sim Standard, flipped the script and now they praising EA, but it's just funny how like EA has like such like not control over people, but it's just how they would try to rely on articles and media outlets and YouTube to help you try to build their change their image about them. And I just find that really funny. But let's just get to this article. There was some things that stood out to me that I started cracking up about. Okay, so let me read one part. Now this is pretty much the article. The person who wrote this article talked to Peter Moore, which is EA's COO, right? So you get to the bottom of why people may hate on EA, blah blah blah. And so you get to, some people may hate on it because EA is a corporation and they have to make money. So Peter Moore's response, right? I have to read this. I have to read this word by word. It says, Moore says, there is an underlying belief in a lot of gamers that games shouldn't be profitable enterprises. I try and sit down with people as much as I can and explain what it takes to make a video game and how much capital investment it takes. Now watch this part. He says, we employ over 9,000 people. We invest over $1 billion a year. Okay, this is what he said. Quote it. He says we invest over $1 billion a year in R&D. If you don't know what R&D is, it's research and development, okay? Most of which doesn't see revenue until the following year. I'm still reading. Or in some instances, the year after that. And so you've constantly got to be making money to reinvest money to make great games. Okay, this part is bullshit. I'm sorry. I gotta say this. This part to me is fucking bullshit. If you invest over $1 billion a year in R&D, every game you come out with has to be a AAA title. See, EA to me, I can't trust none of the games. If I see the EA label, I don't trust them. I don't trust that it will be a great game. I just don't. And that's just my opinion. Like, when I see an EA logo in a game, I'm like, fuck, okay, there's going to be an online pass. Oh, fuck, there's going to be probably something rush. Oh, fuck, it's probably going to be marketed the hell out of, and it's not going to live up to people's expectation. And that's how I don't hate EA. I just, when they do certain things, I question EA. So let's read this other part where it wasn't Peter Moore talking. It was the guy who actually wrote this wrote the article. So he says, so another reason why people may hate on EA is, EA and your money. This talking about like how they have day one DLC and they're trying to nickel and dime people with DLC, whatever, whatever. So the author, the writer of this article was like, the $60 game is dying. The mid-range game is no longer profitable. EA has to focus its energies elsewhere in order to meet those quarterly targets. Otherwise, its share price will be in an even crappier place than it currently is, and it'll get eaten up by Cujo. Now, if you don't know who Cujo is, it was I think it was a movie dealing with a dog that ate, like, attacked people, killed people. And earlier in this article, they were talking about how you can't be Cujo or you can't be Lassie, which is a nicer dog. You have to be somewhere in the middle. You have to do it for the money, but don't, try to come off like you're taking advantage of people. Try to come off as someone nice and things like that. So I'm continuing to read, and he says, "You think the system is flawed? Me too, but I'm not about to move to Cuba." Okay, let me tell you something. The $60 game is not dying. Okay, I don't believe this industry is dying per se. The only thing that I say why this industry is dying is because there are too many sequels, too many spin-offs of other franchises, just too much stuff. This industry is playing it safe. This industry is playing it safe. You have to please the stockholders. Now, with me personally, I have nothing personal against Wall Street. I know Wall Street and the stock market make our country powerful in some way. I don't know a lot about economics and stuff. But I have to ask this question. This is just my opinion. Does the stock market, or being traded on the stock market, does that stifle innovation? Does that stifle companies to take risks? Because at the end of the day, they have to please who? Their shareholders. And they're talking about how EA is owned by banks and things like that. I mean, is the stock market destroying EA? Is it destroying the products? Is it just destroying the video game industry? Because no one is really taking a chance, and the people who try to take chances, they don't get the marketing muscle that a Mass Effect 3 will get, or Battlefield 3, or Medal of Honor. So I believe sometimes, and I question, like, is being traded on the stock market really good for everyone's company? If you can't innovate, and I know there's probably some exceptions, but that was just something that stood out to me. Now, lastly, let's get to this one part that I said, y'all gotta be fucking kidding me. So there was this one part where, okay, so this is the actual writer again. This is not Peter Moore talking. Now watch what he says, and I said, you gotta stop, please. So he says, and I quote, "Unfortunately, EA is slightly different. And this is the second reason for the hate. EA is the only company," y'all gotta listen to this now, listen to this. "EA is the only company where you can buy Madden, Mass Effect, Battlefield, Need for Speed. Those games all have competitors. But you are invested in these particular games because they have stories and characters and modes that you care about." Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna bust this thing wide open. Madden, first of all, has no competitors. Zero competitors. EA has bought out the NFL license. So what other options do you have outside of Madden if you want the NFL license? I mean, come on, really. This part right here, I laughed. I said, EA had this license, NFL license, for a long time. And you telling me they're spending over $1 billion in research and development, and y'all don't even have multi-hit tackling in Madden. You don't have a real good physics engine. Y'all still, Madden still looks like it's running on ice. They're like ice capades. You might as well call it Madden capades. There's so much sliding when it's running. It's nowhere near what backbreaker is to physics, what backbreaker is to running. Y'all can say whatever you want, you Madden lovers. That's fine. And I'm not saying y'all are fanboys. If you love Madden, you're a Madden lover. But come on, over $1 billion in research and development, and Madden is probably the same shit every year. All it changes is a presentation. You see your team. You see your team running out of the tunnel. But this thing is like flawed. This is flawed. This article is so flawed to me. But that was just my opinion. I don't hate EA, like I said. I just don't like some of what they're doing. I still don't like what they're doing with Battlefield, but that's a whole nother topic. And come on, $1 billion research and development. Come on, and Madden is looking the same. But, you know, they say Madden is going to change with this new physics engine, but that's a whole nother debate later. So tell me what you think. Do you hate EA? And if you do, what are some of the things that you're just tired of EA is doing? And what do they need to do to change their image and to change their company? Is the stock market really like stifling innovation with EA, or is just EA just comfortable in doing what they're doing? So there you go. There you have it. There go my rant today about EA and this article. If you like what you saw today, please like the video. It really helps out a lot. And there go all my contact information. See you later.